Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Marketing Matters. I'm Sarah Touchstone with Landmark Title. We have been doing Marketing Matters now for, I think we're going on 4 or 5 months, but we are kicking off our 2021 season. Yes, I'm calling it a season because why stop now? We're just and we are kicking it off with a market expert panel. So I brought in today some of my all-time favorite marketing experts. I've done webinars, I've done classes with these people, and I can tell you from being on the digital marketing side, I've been blown away by the information, but things are changing. I mean, things are always changing. It's digital marketing, right? You know, we wake up tomorrow and Facebook's changed the algorithms and everything. But there are going to be some big changes on the horizon. And I know, and if you're, a real estate agent and you own your own business and you've been trying to market through these COVID times, you know that the ways that we market are changing. So not only is digital marketing changing now, but the ways that we're marketing in general are changing. So I really wanted to bring these experts on today so that they can give us their insight into what we really need to be doing in 2021 so that our business continues to make a big splash. So joining us today, I'm going to go by order of the pictures because I don't know, that makes sense in my mind. I've got Keith Flynn. He is the digital marketing director over at West USA, but he also owns Flynn Media Group. Keith and I have worked together for years. He is one of the people that I know I can call up with any type of question. And he's like, oh yeah, I know how to do that. Here's a video. Oh, okay. And then we've got Kylie Strawn on. Kylie grew up in the real estate industry. So she's been fully immersed since what? You were in like diapers, Kylie?
Yeah, basically,
yeah. Real estate. And we've had her on to do some classes, LinkedIn, Instagram. So she's got this great, unique take on it because this has been literally her life. And now it's her business. And then Rachel, how do I say your last name?
McAdam.
McAdam, perfect. I really wanted to say like macadamia.
Pretty common.
So that's why I asked. Rachel, we had her on our marketing mastermind last month, and she talked to us about Facebook ads. And I have to tell y'all, I'm so glad that we recorded this class because I have gone back and we have had people requesting because Facebook ads, they're so simple once you know how to do it, but until you know how to do it, it is overwhelming. So it was so great to have her on. So I'm so excited to have her back. I mean, guys, this is an amazing panel group today. So with that being said, I sent the questions to them yesterday, but we've got a lot to go through. So y'all ready?
Yeah.
Absolutely. I want to add one thing though. You didn't have like little factor to tip about you, like something personality. That would have been a great question.
You're still getting reverb on your.
Switch it up. You guys go ahead.
Okay. All right. So with that being said, I actually have the questions up here. So the way the panel is going to work today, and usually I give like a little background, like this is a webinar and, we'll be recording and all of this. But the way I'm going to go ahead and do this today, because usually I only have one speaker, I'm going to ask the question and then I'm going to field it specifically to each of you. And I'd love to get feedback from all of you. So, and for everybody that's attending, please utilize the chat function or the question and answer window if you'd like to pop in. You'll only see us on screen today, but we'd love if you have a question, throw it up there. There will be a specific question and answer portion at the end today, but I'll be monitoring the chat. So, if you got something, let us know. So with that being said, let's get these questions going. So I'm going to ask Rachel first. And this is all coming from, the perspective of a real estate agent. What can I do to leverage my network to reach more potential clients?
Yeah, so from an ad perspective, what you can do on Facebook, Instagram, even LinkedIn is if you have client information, so like their email addresses, for example, you can upload those and create what's called a lookalike audience. So that's basically telling Facebook, these are people that are my customers, find me people that are similar to these customers. And it'll create a list that you can serve ads to directly on Facebook. So specifically for real estate agents, it is a little bit different on Facebook ads. It's called something else I can never remember, but it's essentially the same thing as a lookalike audience. You just have to remember that you have to specify that you're doing real estate because there are some restrictions, but you can basically do the same thing. So you can reach people who are similar to your existing clients. And on the LinkedIn side, which is something I didn't talk about at all in the marketing mastermind class, but LinkedIn is great because you can use a much smaller list compared to Facebook. So Facebook requires a pretty large list of about 1,000 people to be able to do this, but on LinkedIn, it only requires 300. So that's a great option. And I know LinkedIn feels like a very B2B place, but it is becoming a much bigger channel for people to just kind of browse on. I know personally, I'm on LinkedIn all the time, even outside of strict business stuff. I'm connected to like my dentist on LinkedIn, for example. So it's definitely a great option that you could try out.
Awesome. Kylie, what can we do to leverage?
So not on the ads portion, but going to Facebook and Instagram, I would recommend doing I call it the 3-3-3 rule. So I would go anytime that you're just finding yourself scrolling aimlessly on Instagram or Facebook, laying in bed, you find yourself literally just like, oh, I like that picture. I want you instead to comment like something. It doesn't have to be a question, doesn't have to be something elaborate. Just comment like, oh, your top is so cute, or oh, I like that house, like something like that, to get them then to be like, okay, who is this person commenting on my photo? But then with the 3-3-3 rule, it's liking 3 posts, commenting 3 different, and this is 3 different people. But then I also want you on Instagram stories, when you're just going through looking at Instagram stories, instead of just putting one of those little emojis when you swipe up, I want you to comment something of like, hey, where's that coffee that you got the other day from? Or what's your favorite type of coffee? Like if they're showing something about them, something like that. So really try to remember that social media is to be social. We're just not face to face. So have it be another way to get out there and show your face then.
Nice. All right, Keith. What can we do to leverage?
All right. Okay, how's my audio now? A little better?
Yay!
Okay, I switched microphones, so. All right, so start with good audio. No, but from there, I love it. All fantastic answers because they are different, but just as valuable as what I have to share. So I'm excited about that. Collaborating with content creation. That's one of the big things I talk to a lot of my real estate agents about is you have a wealth of knowledgeable people around you who support you in what you do as a real estate agent, and you should be taking advantage of every opportunity to connect with them and then get them on camera with you. I know a lot of folks, a lot of agents I talk to are apprehensive about being on camera. And one of the ways to get over that is actually doing it with someone else and just having a conversation. I know, Sarah, you and I have shot a lot of video together before, and it's much more natural to chat with somebody else, and then the camera just peers in as a third-party observer. Create that content with your vendors. You know, what are the top three things that are affecting them, or they can help you in your industry? Prep them with questions ahead of time and then chat with them. Whether you're recording them on a Zoom call, since you may not want to get together because of COVID and everything's happening. But at the end of the day, partnering with vendors, and then get outside your industry and go and talk to charities, nonprofits, small restaurant owners, collaborate with other small businesses that sure can probably use the business right now in the climate that we're in, and that'll further help you showcase your expertise as a neighborhood mayor and as somebody who is an expert in the community. And then that's the high value content that people love to see. They may not have a need to use you right away, but they'll always look forward to that content. And the next time they do, they'll be like, you know what, Keith always has really good stuff to watch, best, breweries to go to on the weekends, things like that.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, we're in real estate, so that means our network is literally every single person that we come across, right?
Yeah.
So I love all of these ideas. I love how diverse you guys all are. So moving on to our second question. All right. What should I do to stay top of mind with my past clients so I don't lose touch? Kylie, I'm going to start with you on this one.
Oh my gosh. I have so many ideas, and if you follow me on Instagram, you probably hear me talk about this once a week right now because it's huge. One, email marketing. I cannot express this enough. If you are not doing email marketing, I did a poll, actually, fun fact, like a couple weeks ago. I was so shocked of how many people put no that they don't do email marketing. Like, I thought for sure there were so many, like, I thought almost every real estate agent did email marketing. But if you're not doing email marketing, start it. Now, I'm not saying start sending them an email a week or anything like that. Have something, maybe you start with once a month and you have a tidbit, a fun fact. And then you have a, hey, here's 4 restaurants to go to this weekend or something. And also partner with, like Keith kind of mentioned earlier, but partner with vendors. They need it right now. So maybe in your email, you offer a discount like that they have to show the email to the restaurant and they get $20 off. That's a way, one, they're going to keep your email, open it, all that sort of stuff. Another thing is I am all about white glove service, like make their experience the best. But instead of just doing like a closing gift when they close, maybe send a gift 2 months later of just like a little handwritten note with like a Starbucks card saying, hey, just thought of you. Like here's a little Starbucks card to go get coffee on me or something like that. So make sure you're just staying top of mind with little things, not the normal like, oh, here's a postcard with sort of stuff. Like do it in ways that, I mean, other agents aren't doing. And you have to stay unique because at the end of the day, they probably know 6 other people over here, but you want them to use you.
I love that, Kylie. I love that you touched on the email campaign because we did a Marketing Matters about a month ago or so now where we did an email campaign. So if you don't know where to get started with an email campaign, let your business development manager know because we actually provided that to people that were on that Marketing Matters. So let us know. Keith, what can we do to stay top of mind? I know you and I talk about this all the time.
Tell really bad dad jokes. That'll help. No, honestly, yeah, Kylie nailed it on that one for sure. And just to piggyback on what she said, there's a lot of free email and text messaging services out there for 2,000 contacts or less. So, and you can automate those. So definitely take advantage of that. For most agents, we're not dealing with a huge client list. So find something that's free and at least implement that. You'll stay top of mind. Happy birthdays, happy anniversary to the close of your home. But really just keeping your clients in the know. The 4 E's to content creation, one of them is empowering them. And, staying top of mind would be sending them how-to tutorials for first-time home buyers. What are some things you should be looking for in your home? Inspection, repairs, home warranty, things that a first-time home buyer may or may not know about the house. You could be that voice that shares that great content with them and checks in with them and like, hey, this is when you want to service your AC unit, not when it's 125 degrees out, and then here's how you do it if you want to contact somebody and you just happen to have a vendor who can help out. But letting them know what's happening in their neighborhood, being hyper local. If you're the agent in the know and you know that little store that's opening up soon is going to be a mom and pop bakery, be the first one to drop that on your social media in the closed group for that neighborhood. People eat that stuff up. If you know about road closures, things that are affecting the neighborhood, annual crime rates, things like that, that will provide value for your audience will be huge and a great way to stay top of mind for sure.
Excellent. Rachel, what can we do to stay top of mind?
So I think that Keith and Kylie really touched on probably some of the best stuff for staying top of mind, and they're definitely more of the experts in that arena. But one thing I wanted to touch on is something that you should avoid doing, and something that helps you make sure that you're not staying top of mind for the wrong reason, and sticking to, you know, what I know best in ads. You definitely don't want to be serving ads to existing clients unless you have a reason for that, that's specific for those clients. I think one of the most annoying things that happens to me as someone who works in ads and is obviously served ads all the time is right after I buy something, I'm served an ad for that thing I just bought. And I know how to fix that, and it bothers me that, you know, people aren't doing that. So you always want to make sure that you have your existing client list excluded from your ads wherever possible. So you want to try to avoid serving ads. If you can't actually exclude the list, say it's not big enough or it's just not something that you're able to do, then make sure that your targeting is set up in a way where you won't reach those existing people, because it can be kind of annoying and be like, I literally just bought a house with you. Why are you serving me an ad to buy another house? So just keep that in mind from that perspective.
Whoa, I had never even thought about that, Rachel, but now I'm going through all of the Facebook ads that I see all the time. And yes, like the ones that I see at first I was excited. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to like all these. But then I see them and I realize, oh, I've already liked these. Why do I keep seeing these? Yeah. And it does, it kind of leaves a little bit of a negative taste in your mouth. That was a really good one. I like that. All right. Next question. Oops. Skip by that one. There we go. I keep having to move my box so I can read it. Keith, this one's going to come to you, buddy.
Oh, of course this one's going to come to me.
What's the easiest way for me to generate more sales leads?
All right. So there is a CRM and a contact management system for everybody. There are a number of places that you can buy leads and get leads, and Zillow, or your broker provides leads. I admittedly am not going to be the best resource for this one, since my audience is agents. So we're always advertising to recruit. So I'm going after agents at other brokerages or new licensees. So we don't run a lot of consumer facing ads, though I would like to pick Rachel's brain on a few things when it comes to those special ad categories. Oh boy, they're fun. You know, generating leads, one of the things I'm a big proponent for is reviews. Leveraging your past clients who have a lot to say nice things about you, and agents, I don't think, ask for reviews as much as they should. And it's having your Google My Business place located or created and claimed, and then sending them, whether you're sending them there to Zillow or to Realtor.com, wherever you want to capture that review. I don't see enough agents then following up, responding, saying thank you, but then also then repurposing that review as a social media post, and simply using Canva and putting together a nice little graphic. Maybe it's a template, you know, it's got the stars on the top, you drop in a headshot, maybe, you know, something, you branding yourself. But put a good solid value proposition from that review in that Canva post, and then drop it into your social media, and just do a little hat tips. Thank Jane and John Smith for recently moving here from, you know, Colorado or wherever. It was a great experience working with them, and maybe there was a solution that you had in your dealings with them, and you can also add into the copy when you post your review and repurpose that review across all your social media for sure.
Yeah, excellent. All right. We're going to throw this one over to Rachel, because generating leads is what she does.
Yeah. So basically the whole mastermind class that I did was around generating leads using Facebook and Instagram ads. Also, I mentioned it a little bit earlier, LinkedIn and Google ads are great options. I do think Facebook and Instagram are probably the best options for realtors, but they do have the most restrictions, which I could go on forever about the restrictions there, but still it's great. And Facebook has a lot of tools that you can use to make it really easy for you. So they have what's called a native lead form, which is a form that lives on Facebook's platform. So you don't have to worry about setting up a landing page or figuring out where to host all of your leads. It all just lives in Facebook directly. And then you can follow up as you want. So I'm a huge proponent of that. I could talk about it forever, but yeah, Facebook and Instagram ads, and I mean, ads in general are a great way to generate more leads. And I know that it can sound daunting and expensive, but you can really achieve a lot with a fairly low budget.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Kylie, what's something we can do easily to generate those leads?
So I'm a big believer in the more value that you give, the more you're going to get in return. Even if it's like the top secret recipe to how you've been successful, it like somebody else like could take off of that. So I think just giving the value, for my social media, I literally tell you exactly what I do and how you can do it. But the thing is I'm telling you like, hey, here's 3 things. Like today's post was like, here's 3 things of email marketing that you can do. And it's one of those things where I'm not afraid to give that information because it's giving you value. So what you guys could always do is like the buyer tip. What do you do that's different than everyone else that you help buyers right now, definitely with this market? So I would definitely hone in on that of a way to give more value.
Excellent. Yes, what makes you unique, right?
Yep.
Okay, this one is going to come to Rachel. Rachel, I'm busy. How can I market myself in ways that doesn't eat up too much of my time?
So I think this one's kind of hard because I think that there is a way to set up Facebook and Instagram and all of those ads in a way that you don't actually have to spend all of your time in there. And really you can spend your time following up with the leads that you're getting, but it does require some upfront work. I think that the most amount of time for ads that you'll ever have to put in is directly up front. So it can feel really daunting at first, but once it's up and you have an audience that you find is working and a budget that you're comfortable spending, you can essentially let it run for quite some time before you have to go in and make changes. Really the main changes that need to be made for campaigns like this are the ads, because they can get stale, but even still you can most likely let those run for quite some time. So I know that some people on here might not believe me if they've tried Facebook ads for the first time recently, but I promise that once you get it in a place where it's really humming, it really won't eat up too much of your time. And there's so many tools out there that can help you automate this. I know Keith touched on a few as well. On the email marketing side, you can automate, as soon as you get a lead, it sends a drip and it puts them in that, so you don't even have to spend too much time there. You can do all kinds of things like that. So really, like I said, it's just the setup that can take a lot of time, but once you get that set up, it should really relieve you of a lot of time, actually.
Mm-hmm. Systems. We talk about that all the time in real estate. Spend some time, set up your systems so that they're working for you, not that you're continually trying to work. Kylie, what can I do when I'm so busy and I don't want my marketing to eat up too much of my time?
So I always say have a CEO day once a week where you work in your business, on your business, not in your business. So what I mean by that is your CEO day, you could take it to do whatever you want. It may be you plan your whole month of content. So what I would recommend is sitting down with a calendar. Literally, actually, I have one like right here, like a calendar like this, like a calendar, write down the topics that you want to talk about. And then from there, I want you to go to your computer, go to your email or your notes, whatever. Email works best for me because I can just email it to myself. But then I want you to just create, if it's this week's post, if it's next week's post, anything like that. And then that way, that day, morning, evening, whenever you want to post, you're just copying and pasting with the photo and everything. So batch your content together.
Nice. Time blocking, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do a little time blocking. All right, Keith. I'm so busy.
Kylie
so busy.
So just kidding. Yeah, batching your content. You know, if you sit like it really is all about your time. What you're going to put into is what you're going to get out of it. And so setting yourself to set the time, and just being all about your business that day. I mean, look, you guys are you're the SEO, the CM, the chief marketing officer, or SEO, the CEO, the chief marketing officer. I mean, you're responsible for so many things, but you spend all this time and money and effort getting a license and becoming an agent. But if you don't know how to market yourself, then you're not in business. And that can go for any entrepreneur. So put that hat on for the day. And if you're going to create content and video, you know, shoot 4 or 5 different videos, 5 different topics. I even have a few agents that will change out their blouse just so that they're not all run together, you know. You know, do the hair differently, put it up, or, you know, like me, you just don't have any, don't worry about it. But, you know, switch your look up and then shoot your content, or just go around your house, change your scenery, and then create that content all in one batch. And then you can roll that out over the months ahead of time, or, you know, once a week. But yeah, get yourself an editorial calendar so that you know what's expected of you and what's coming up. Nobody should be waking up in the morning and be like, oh, you know, I haven't posted in a while. What should I post? I don't know. Because if you're not going to put all your effort into it, it's gonna come across as you were just being busy and threw something out there on Facebook with the link to, you know, the business journal on home rates. You know, go do your homework and be the person who creates a little graphic and puts all together that's well branded, and then it has your thoughts about it too. You know, I know that it sounds like a lot, but once you implement a plan and then you adhere to it, it really won't take up much of your time.
Yeah. And your intentions will come through better in your marketing. Yeah. When you sit down and you create that plan and you have a clear intention, people will pick up on that, as opposed to, like you just said, I got to post something today. Here's this.
Mm-hmm.
People will know. We spend a lot of time on social media.
Yeah, and then they repurpose the content from another agent.
Yeah.
Like, don't give them love.
Your intention. All right, now this is our digital marketing portion. So I'm going to go with Keith on this one.
Ooh.
What's your favorite social media tool and why?
It's something that I don't do enough of, but I do preach about a lot, and I should be more of a practitioner, is going live. You know, Facebook Lives is a great tool for you to engage people in conversation. And whether you have an actual listing that you could do a virtual home tour from your desktop, you know, you don't actually have to be in the home anymore. It's a great tool for you guys to use. You know, capture all your photos off of your MLS listing, or photos that you've taken, and your videos. Get everything in a file on your computer, your desktop, and then go live on Facebook and share your screen, and then take people through the tour of that home. Or maybe you're showcasing a neighborhood or some amenities in the area, or, you know, parks and recreation and things that you can do. It's fun to use that tool, especially now that we have to adhere to being at a distance from everybody, you know? So find the tools that are going to help you still stay in the game, and then at scale, since we can't get out and shake hands and do a lot of open houses and things like we had before all this, and utilize going live. You can still go live, but not be on camera. So again, removing that apprehension about being on camera. Just have a good microphone and make sure that you test all your equipment ahead of time, and then start doing some fun stuff where you can engage people. And as people join the room on your live chat, welcome them. Hey, Keith, how you been? What's going on, Sarah? Long time no see. You still living in the North Valley? And ask questions that encourage people to engage, not just yes or no answers, but get them to respond with open-ended questions, so that it helps you create a relationship. And last bit, when you're done with that live, follow up with them in a DM and connect with them and get them into your CRM. A lot of agents just kind of post and ghost, and they don't ever go back to engage people in the relationship and the conversation. And after all, that's why we are doing what we're doing, is to build relationships.
Yeah. Oh, Keith, I love Facebook Live. I'm so glad that one is your favorite, because it is honestly one of my favorite. I think one of the things we've talked about before too is if you're new to Facebook Live and you're trying out these new platforms, create a closed group and go live in there, a closed group with just you or maybe a couple other people, just to make sure that your equipment is working, because that's, I think a lot of times that's people's biggest fear is, okay, I'm live now, everybody can see it. But if you're trying to do it, you know, from your computer, if you're trying to implement some screenshots and photos and you're not sure how to do it, don't let that be the factor on why you're not doing it. Go and create that closed Facebook group and do it in there. And guess what? Nobody else is going to see. Or, you know, invite somebody in there and say, hey, how did this look? So even though it's live, there's ways that you can prep for it so that when you're coming across and you're doing it, you look professional. Also, the fun thing about Facebook Live is it's live. You don't have to necessarily be uber professional. People know that. It's on the fly. It's off the cuff. And people want to see that. You know, we want to see the real you. Kylie, what's your favorite social media tool and why?
I love Instagram stories. I feel like, I mean, it's one of those things that you don't have to like be all like, you know, professional and everything in Instagram stories. If you want to share like the messy side of things and like show the behind the scenes, I love seeing that part. And so I think that is a way for people to know, like, and trust you and be able to really feel like they know you. And you don't have to show up on Instagram stories with your hair done, your makeup done, all that. If you want to do a quick Instagram story saying, hey, the market's crazy out there right now. If you are wanting to look for a certain home, like XYZ sort of thing, like, let's go do it. And so I definitely think Instagram stories are one thing that I've seen many agents not utilize them, and I am really surprised by it. So I think it should be like a goal for everyone that if you are going to use Instagram stories a little bit more.
To add to that real quick, to last I heard, Kylie, maybe you guys know about this, like less than 50% of active agents in the US have an Instagram account. Like it's really low. And that is crazy to me, considering that such a large demographic of who we're targeting for millennials are on there. Isn't that weird? Isn't that wild? I read that the other day and I was like, okay, I'm missing the opportunity there.
Yes. I saw that too, and I was like, you guys, like, you're missing so many potential like clients, your past clients, all of that. But yeah, it's crazy to me, but
yeah. Well, and one of the things with Instagram stories too is you want your Instagram stories to be consistent, right? You want to make sure that you're doing them every day, that you're doing them back to back, that your Instagram stories are not dying on you. So it can be a little bit of work, but in the same aspect, it's just whatever you're coming across that day. So just make sure you're consistent with it, because once you get people watching them, you want them to keep watching them. All right, Rachel, favorite social media tool?
Yeah, so outside of ad platforms, obviously, there is a tool that I like to use a lot that kind of helps with some automation. It's called Zapier or Zapier. I don't know. I've heard it pronounced both ways. But this is one of those tools that you can use. It's super easy to set up. You know, there's a slight learning curve, but it's pretty easy to set up, and you can actually set it up like automation. So say someone fills out your Facebook form, then you'll automatically get notified through your email, so you don't have to go in and check Facebook all the time. And you can set up, you know, Facebook to like MailChimp automations and things like that. So it makes it really easy to combine different platforms so that you don't have to deal with like APIs and all these weird things for different things like that. So I would definitely say that's probably one of my most used tools outside of ad platforms specifically.
Excellent. All right, this one kind of rolls into what you just said, Rachel. How can I how can I group my social media together to be more efficient?
Can I be on that panel?
You'd be like this with your computer because it's social media. So Rachel, you mentioned Zapier. Is there anything else that you recommend to group social media together?
Yeah, so if you're trying to do ads across multiple platforms, I do think that there's potentially some benefit in making the ads slightly different, but also in a lot of cases, I'm running the same ads on LinkedIn and on Facebook because you're targeting a very similar audience. So don't try to overthink it in that sense. Really keeping it simple, and you're more likely to see success, especially if you're running these yourself. So in a sense, you can kind of group the ads that you're doing. I liked what Keith and Kylie were talking about with like content blocking. You can utilize that on the ad side as well. And, you repurpose content that you're putting on organic social and put it in your ads. Just kind of using everything in as many places as you can. And that way it's a little bit easier on you, but also you're maintaining like a consistent brand feel because you're not trying to recreate this thing in a different way every time. So really just utilizing everything you have as much as you possibly can.
Excellent. Kylie, what do you recommend for grouping social media together?
So there's a myth out there that everybody thinks that they have to have a different post on Instagram than Facebook. I'm going to debunk that and tell you no, that's not true. Because the people on Facebook that follow you are going to probably be different people that follow you than on Instagram. So it's okay if you post the same post that you post on Instagram over to Facebook. You don't have to create a whole nother content, all of that for Facebook. Same with LinkedIn. I mean, yes, LinkedIn, you're going to have more people in your own field, but you could totally utilize that if you have a post about talking about your location and where you serve in Arizona, then put that on LinkedIn too. So definitely cross-populate all of your posts. It's okay. Trust me.
Nice. Keith, I know you love grouping stuff together. I say grouping stuff together.
Thank you. I go back and forth with agents a lot about, time management. Well, there's no real such thing as time management. It's managing yourself and acclimating your time, or, budgeting your time accordingly. And one of the things that agents often say is, well, I don't know how I'm going to post all these places and still be an agent. How am I supposed to do all this and still be an agent? And so the pushback is that, I don't really understand it, so I'm not going to do it. But I always position it like, when you're using social media, it's social. Like when you go out and canvas and knock on doors, it's the same thing with social media. You're just doing it at scale and on a digital platform. So you're actually going to be able to do it faster, and all your content lives there. So conversations you've had, videos you've had, grouping your social media together, you don't have to be on every single platform. Reverse engineer it and ask yourself, who's your audience and where do they live? Where are they consuming content? And then start from there. That's where you should be. So when you posed the question, I thought immediately going, wow, that's, putting all your social media together in one place that makes it easy for you. And obviously having automation like Hootsuite or Buffer or any one of those other plethora of social media management platforms. I use Social Pilot. I like it. It's very minimalistic. It just really depends on what you're hoping to get. So when deciding where you're going to group everything together and maybe use an automated service, really ask yourself what all the tools that you need. There are limitations as far as how many accounts you can have before you need to pay for it. So Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, then you got to pay for the 4th, 5th, and so on. But I would just say, especially for new agents, don't feel like you need to be on every single platform. If millennials are your target, start on Instagram. If it's 55 plus minus my mom who won't get on Facebook, then Facebook is where you want to be. Pinterest is a great one to be on as well too. If you want to showcase a lot of visuals and before and afters, and if you're have more of a design eye than as an agent, then Pinterest would be great. I know that's a kind of a jumbled answer for you on that one, but when it comes to grouping things together, start small, own that, feel like you're doing a good job, then bring on another platform.
I love that. I love the term reverse engineering, because when you really do think, where are my clients? Because we get told, you got to be on this platform, this platform, this platform. And it gets overwhelming sometimes to think about all the social media that you need to be on, that you need to cover. But like you just said, think about which clients you want to work with and where are they. One of the things that I always recommend, especially as you're getting started with social media, I like keeping it to the big three. Pick 3 different social media platforms that you want to start with, but then narrow it down to which is your number one, and then kind of build from there, because you cannot be expected to be on everything all the time. And so, kind of picking and choosing where your clientele is going to be is a great way to do it. And then, like Kylie said, you can link a lot of these things together. You can do an Instagram post, an Instagram story, and then you can share it over to Facebook. And that's what, 1 button, 2 buttons, click, 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 and you're done, and it's there. So, kind of just keep those things in mind when you're doing your social media.
And test them.
All right.
Test. See when you cross post, see who responds on which platform. You may create something on Instagram story, also post it to your Facebook stories, but get more engagement from your Facebook fans than you do your Instagram.
Yeah,
so
I like Instagram stories better. I like the platform better, but just like you said, I get more engagement on my Facebook from it.
Right.
But I prefer to create them in Instagram. So, all right, I think we got 2 more questions. I'm going to throw this one to Kylie. She loves to create engagement with social media. What are some of the best ways to create engagement on social media?
So I've touched on this a little bit, giving value, but also have, like, on your Instagram stories, have the question boxes, use the poll features, have ways that they can respond back to you. Another thing is in your posts, like, blatantly put, like, leave a comment below, send me a message for more information, save this post for later. Yes, to us, when we're writing the post, we're like, really? We have to put that? It makes all the difference. Trust me. It's crazy. So definitely give value, ask questions, but when you are doing Instagram stories, have those poll features, Q&A, quiz things, have where they can interact with you and feel like, okay, I want to tell you which kitchen I like the best, this or that. I like that kitchen. To them, it's like, okay, I like that kitchen. Like, is she going to pick mine? Sort of thing. So definitely have those.
Excellent. Keith?
Yeah, that's why Instagram and Facebook create these fun stickers, is for us to, to encourage our audience to engage with us. I think that, that's hit the nail right on the head with that one. The need to, and I'm guilty of this because especially in today's political climate, I do get caught up every now and then. So for 2021, I don't believe in resolutions, but I believe in change. And so, more positivity out there in the world is important. But as an agent, creating, educating your audience, empowering them by, again, as I mentioned earlier, when I said empower, was providing them like tutorials on how to do things. And if it's making a fun little recipe at home for the first time home buyer, or using your kitchen, it's crazy the things that people don't realize that now I'm responsible for as a homeowner. So engaging them in that respect. Entertaining is a big one. Have fun, be positive. But at the end of the day, the strategy for an agent when it comes to your content, it really is just, if you want to build high value content, really focus on getting people to love your stuff, not just like it, getting them to engage and comment, really focus on eliciting a response for them. And in doing so, you're really just going to build a better relationship with your clients. And in the end of the day, just build a better business. And if you can nail that, then your leads will just come rolling in, because people will remember you the next time they know someone has a need.
Rachel?
Yeah.
How we create engagement?
Yeah, I think they really hit the nail on the head. The only thing I would add is just don't neglect the importance of engagement on ads as well. Obviously, the goal is to drive leads, but Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, they all look at how people are interacting with your ads, even if they're not clicking on them. A comment or a reaction or a share, those are all really important. So keep that in mind when you're creating your ads. Don't worry about creating like a stereotypical ad with like very specific language. Keep it casual, conversational, because a share is like one of the most valuable things that you can get, because now you're getting free impressions from that ad. Same thing with reactions and comments. You're getting larger reach because people are engaging. So even if they're not converting, them commenting saying, wow, this property is amazing, I wish I could buy it, it just grows that engagement, grows that reach.
Yeah, one of my favorite things I'm going to share with y'all on how to create engagement on social media is creating shareable content. So creating content with such a high value that other people in your sphere are sharing your content. One of the great ways to do that is by tagging people. So if you're making a story, tag people in your story, because then they'll get a notification and they can share that to their story. And all of a sudden, now you've gone from your sphere into their sphere. Also on Facebook, if somebody shares a post that you've had, you'll get a notification. So you can go onto their post, you can like it, you can comment, then you can start commenting and liking and friending their sphere as well. And all of a sudden, you're like this rainmaker for everybody around you. So that's one of my favorite ways to create engagement is to create that shareable content. And then basically, you're having your sphere go to work for you. And they're sharing your stuff and other people are seeing it.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. All right, last but certainly not least, and I'm going to throw this one to Keith first. What do you think the future of Facebook, YouTube, and all of these other social media platforms will be? I know that there's a lot in the last couple of weeks. Ooh.
I was going to say, you asked this question 6 months ago.
Right. The last couple of weeks, it's been a hotbed. It's been a mess.
You know, that's the big challenge right now for social media, especially with such a large, and look, whichever way you lean, cool. But just the fact that platforms have said enough, and I feel like it's taken a little longer than it should, but their ability to start to really focus on authenticity, facts, truth, it's interesting when you look at it from that respect. Now, what does that mean for a real estate agent? You know, at the end of the day, I think there's a lot that's going to happen when it comes to what we read and where we read it. But for you as an agent, regardless of what your political stance is, and just like anything, you go to an interview, you know, we avoid the taboo topics, you know, sex, religion, politics. Stick with that, especially with the recent changes to the NRA, their rules on the section 10.5 on code of ethics. And so as an agent, focus on staying positive, focus on high value content. But when it comes to social media, you know, so there's going to be a lot of changes. So find a reputable tech blog or periodical or influencer who's going to be giving you the best content and the most timely and relevant content so that you can pivot when these platforms pivot. I think that's going to be a big thing for agents. You know, and it's always changing. So don't ever just think you got it when you set your Facebook page up and then just abandon it. That's not how it works. You know, so this is a free medium for you guys to grow your business and gain exposure. So it's important for you to stay aware of what's happening and when it happens so that you're always putting your best foot forward and not getting left behind when these changes happen.
Absolutely. Rachel, what do you think?
So from more of the ad side, there's likely to be a lot of changes in terms of, you know, how Facebook is able to target people and things like that. So the big thing right now that's happening is the most recent update to iOS and how tracking works. So being able to retarget users and things like that. The one nice thing for agents is the restrictions for real estate ads basically cover all of that in a way. So a lot of what in the future we might not be able to do across the board, you already can't do. So while it's annoying, it's kind of preparing you for that. I will say One of the big things to think about is just, I don't think social media is going anywhere. I do think it's changing. Like, I don't think Facebook's going anywhere, but I do think that the demographic will continue to skew a little bit older as things like TikTok grow more and more. So you just have to learn where your demographic is and make sure that you're there as well. So if you start seeing, for some reason, TikTok is where you're getting a lot of leads, or you feel like TikTok is the right place for you, then don't shy away from it. Because I feel like I'm starting to see more segmentation in who is using the different platforms. So like, I am a younger millennial, and I am definitely still on Facebook, and Instagram's my favorite platform, but I also have a TikTok, and I see that it is younger. So there's more, like pods of people that are on these different platforms. So it's important to learn what those are and learn the ones that work best for you. And then you'll be a little bit more future proof from any changes that come. And I also agree with Keith, find a resource that will help you stay up to date on all of it, because it can be difficult to follow. And sometimes there's changes that you don't even realize are happening. So if you have a good go-to resource, that'll be really helpful.
Excellent. And Kylie, what do you think our future is going to be with social media?
I think we're going to see a big push in video. I have a feeling that video is going to be big because of Reels, TikTok videos, like all that sort of stuff. They're really pushing Reels, but I really think they're going to start pushing IGTV more. So if you are not doing video, I would suggest to start at least somewhere. It doesn't matter. I always say it's better put it out there than have something be perfect. But I think we'll see that. I also want to say, with the future of social media and everything, there's all new apps like Clubhouse just came out and all that. If you feel overwhelmed and you're like, I have to be on TikTok, I have to be on Facebook, I have to be on Instagram, kind of like Keith mentioned earlier, don't feel like you have to be all on like it right when it starts. So I would definitely suggest, like, pick what you want to do. And if that's staying on Instagram and not moving over to TikTok, then stay on Instagram. But definitely make sure to have it be where your ideal clients are. So,
Kylie, I love video. Anytime somebody mentions video, I light up. So,
Sarah Touchstone, everybody.
I love video. So if you want to do video, if you don't know where to start, if you're super nervous about it, I would love the opportunity to meet with you. So if, reach out to your business development manager that invited you on today, and we can set up a socially distanced video shoot. I can even help you shoot video through Zoom. There's a lot of different ways that we can do video and work these platforms. And I guarantee you, when we get together and we do video, all of your fears will melt away. Because you're finally doing it. You're finally taking that next step. And I've got all kinds of icebreakers and different tools and techniques to help you get through that, apprehensive period. But it really is. And we're going to be focusing at Landmark Title, we're going to be focusing a lot in 2021 on helping you do video. And we're going to be putting together a video toolbox. This is going to be a big one. This is going to be exciting to help you to, get the video done, do some simple editing, really set yourself apart in this market, because it's coming and you've got to get on this video bandwagon. And I know it seems scary at first, but I guarantee you, get together with us and we will help you. This is what we do. This is how we set you apart in the real estate market. So don't stress about it. Just call us.
Hey, Sarah, a little tip for everyone. I know Michaela said she sucks at video. I've talked to her about this before. One of the easiest and simple things to do, and it's a total ethical life hack, is create yourself a playlist on your YouTube channel and start favoriting videos that you see other agents have done that you really like, or an aspect to their video that you really like, and then go do that for yourself. Whether it's an intro video or a walk and talk home tour, there's no reason why you can't see what somebody else did really well and then it's you on camera. It's your house now. It's your neighborhood. No one's going to know the wiser, but often mimicking what something you've seen before that was really awesome will be a great way to kind of get you going and break the ice. Everyone thinks they have to have like high production value and, music video shots and, they got to have the Bentley in the background. It's all about being authentic and just being you. I'll tell you, that will come across tenfold compared to some of the goofy stuff I've seen out there.
Yeah, goofier the better, in my opinion. I love goofy.
Well, but not everyone can pull it off like you.
This is true. This is true. One of the things I love, and I've been promoting this for almost a year now, are virtual open houses, because you are the expert. You already know. You're walking into this house. You've already got all the information. You're already there. You're in the house. Pull up a Facebook Live. Pull up your phone. And it can be done on your phone. Bring somebody with you. I go with agents all the time, and I literally am just holding their camera, following them around the house, and they're just talking to me. They're telling me about the house. Like I said, you're the expert on this. Let us see how you work in your environment. We love that. We want to see that. And that's an easy way to just start doing videos. You're already out in the field. You can be, your goal could be just to do a virtual open house one day a week. Odds are good. You're going to be in a house. Get there a little bit early, stay a little bit later, and just film it. It's great content, and people really, really like seeing it. So that just right off the bat, easy stuff to do. And then, like I said, if you need other ideas, I love the idea that Keith had of going and looking at what other people are doing, because it's not copying, because you are unique. Your take is always going to be different than the other person. So in real estate, we just really kind of do recycle a lot of stuff. So don't feel like, oh, I'm taking this other person's ideas. No, you're going to have you're taking inspiration from them, because what you create, your content's going to be 100% unique. And that's the awesome thing about videos, is that every one you do will be 100% unique to you. That's my video plug.
Nice.
All right. Well, obviously we're off to an amazing start in this year. This panel has been great. We did a market insight last week that was crazy about our crazy market. So we're going to be having some more classes. Right now, I've only got this one. This is in our HUD series. Patty and Michael Carabio, they host this one. This one's going to be Thursday, January 21st from 1 to 2 p.m. So if you'd like to learn more about HUD, HUD is super, super specific. So if you are doing HUD, if you're interested in HUD, you want to stay up to date on all the practices of that. So if you would like to go to that, just let us know. And now we come to the end of our presentation. I have not seen too many questions come up, although I think I might have one now. No questions. Okay. That's the comment. They said these were great ideas. And they really were. And we recorded this today too. So if you'd like a copy of the recording, just let us know. Rachel, Keith, and Kylie, can you all put your contact information in the chat window as well?
Ooh.
So that everybody, if they want to reach out to you, obviously you can reach out to us at Landmark Title. We have all their contact information because that's how we invited them today. We know where to find them. But yes, if you guys have any further questions, they are a wonderful, wonderful resource for us. And then I always want to thank my business development team at Landmark Title, because they're the ones that are out in the field, even though we're technically not in the field right now. We're mostly on Zoom, but it's all going to happen. It's all going to happen eventually again. We'll see each other one day, but they are the ones that they're our ideas team. So anytime you need some extra help on your marketing, they're your go-to. They are absolutely amazing. So I want to thank Beth, Becky, Melinda, Mary, Zach, Patty, and Michael. they invited so many of y'all today. So if you want a copy of the recording or you want future invitations to our Marketing Matters, we do this every Wednesday at 10 a.m. Please be sure to reach out to them because they will help get you all the info that you seek. Oh, we had a question. Can you guys put your Instagrams?
Yeah, I threw mine up there.
Well, I think Kylie did because she loves Instagram.
Yeah, mine's on there too, and from there you can get to everything else.
Perfect.
I got a link tree, Oh, hey, guys, real quick. And I'm sure Kylie and Rachel, about this. Just in November, Instagram is going to be opening up their keywords to content, the actual posts now. So, so make sure you're using keyword-rich posts when you're posting your content. Social indexing is definitely going to be a big thing, and Instagram's been kind of like one of the first ones to roll. Like, hey, anything you push out there, make sure you've got good keywords in the copy when you post. It used to be when you would search for content, it was just going to be like your username and your bio, but now you can open that up. So, which is awesome, which means that people are going to be, agents can be more discovered. Discoverability, it'll be a lot better. So,
excellent. Ooh, that was a great tidbit there, Keith. Thank you.
Yeah. Make sure you're using good keywords in there so that when people are looking for stuff that's relevant to you, you will show up.
Excellent. Well, thank you all so much for being on. I would love to have each of you back to do one of our 30-minute Marketing Matters segment. I know that Keith has already been talked into coming back and doing a Canva class for us. Kylie, Rachel, honestly, I would love to have you guys back. The information that you share and your expertise in this field are amazing. So look for future Marketing Matters. It's going to be a great year. And thank you to everyone who came on. Thank you to Landmark Title for allowing me to host this every week. I love being here with you. I love bringing marketing value to your business. And please remember, we do so much more than marketing. The real estate market is ridiculously hot right now. So if you have a deal coming up, we would love to be a part of it. We would love to help you with all of your escrow and title needs, not just your marketing. We have 6 offices across the valley to serve you everywhere that you're doing a deal. You got Landmark Title right there in your back pocket. So everyone have a great week. Once again, thank you, Rachel, Keith, and Kylie for coming on today. These panels I love doing them. And honestly, this one even better than I could have ever even imagined. The value that you guys brought today was second to none. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you for having me. And thank you for everyone and showing up. I appreciate it.
All right. Well, you all have